people, Samurai Lee here, back for another fight talk. So I was just editing my video and I remember there's something I wanted to talk about that I completely forgot to mention. David Haye, Shannon Briggs last weekend in the O2. Now I've seen, obviously there's a lot of abuse they're getting on Twitter and social media regarding the show, and you know, a lot of people feel that it's making a mockery of boxing. Personally, I don't understand that. I know there was weird, you know, the artists and acts, and David Haye likes to do his own promotion, so he goes with that, and you know, each to their own. Personally, I was at the event and I didn't really enjoy the acts. Fat Man Scoop, irrelevant. Lethal Bizzle did one song, but my point is, if you went to that fight, that show, and expected anything different from the David Haye fight or from the Shannon Briggs fight, then you're an idiot. I went to the show, I knew exactly what I was expecting, and I knew exactly what was going to happen. A round or two, and they're both finished. The guys were completely poor fighters. The Cobra didn't like getting hit. I swear he took a dive from a jab. Embarrassing. But if you went to that card and expected anything different, you've got issues, my friend. It does build up a big fight later in the year. Shannon Briggs versus David Haye is a big fight. Like them or not, you know, they're two really good, tough guys, and it's interesting to see how they do against each other. So I'm looking forward to that one. Coming up to the weekend, I feel like a kid at Christmas. Saturday night in Scotland, Ricky Burns trying to be a freeweight world champion. Sunday night, Tony Bellew going for his world cruiserweight title up in Goodison Park. There's also a big UFC card Sunday night, so what a weekend for fight fans this is. I want to start with a couple of shout outs. You know, I've only been doing this a couple of months and I've been privileged to meet some really good people. I've had really good interviews with the likes of Jack Healy, Daryl Williams and Dillian White. Really, really good people. There's also people helping me behind the scenes that, you know, I could not have expected. So shout out to Fight Guru and Editing King. You're really good guys and I appreciate all the help you guys are giving me. Let's get into it then. Saturday night, I mean, what a card, what a show. The likes of Anthony Ogogo, Conor Benn, Scott Cardle's also on the card. It's an amazing show up in Scotland, it really is. There's also a really good British title on the line, super lightweight, the same weight as the main event. Willie Limond and Tyrone Nurse, this fight could steal the show if you ask me. Both really experienced guys. Tyrone Nurse is a lot younger than Willie Limond. Willie Limond's been around for a long time. He's got 4 losses on his record, but if you look through those losses, Amir Khan, Anthony Crolla, big names, world-class names. Can he roll back the years and get the victory over a really tough, really durable, experienced guy in Tyrone Nurse? I think it's going to be a great fight. You know, top to bottom, that card in Scotland at the Hydro Arena is excellent. And then, you know, you move up to the main event. Ricky Burns, Michelle DeRocco. As I say, Ricky Burns trying to be Scotland's first ever freeweight world champion. I'm trying not to let my heart rule my head. Ricky Burns, how can you not love Ricky Burns? He's a really nice fella. You know, Jack Healy, who I interviewed, sparred with him in the camp to this fight. And he's just a really nice guy, a hard worker. And he's a guy I want to see succeed. He's a guy I really want him to achieve this, you know. Michelle DeRocco's got a great record, but when you look through the record, there's not that many big names on it. So that's what I'm going with. That's the hope for me. Ricky Burns can pull off the victory and become the first freeweight world champion from his country. Sunday night in Liverpool, you got all the Smith brothers, bar Liam Smith, who obviously boxes on Frank Warren. You got all the Matchroom Smith brothers. You got Paul Smith fighting on the undercard, Callum Smith fighting against he looks about a foot shorter than him. It's obviously a warm-up fight. We know he's now the mandatory for Badou Jack's WBC super middleweight title. So, you know, it's a warm-up fight. It's a stay active fight, and he obviously wants to be on the card at his hometown of Liverpool. So he's fighting a guy who's extremely undermatched compared to him. Probably go around. I'd be shocked if it goes longer than that. Sean Dodd, he's got his first, I believe, his first international title fight. Some really good fights on the card. David Price is also back. You know, he hasn't fought over here for a little while, so it'd be good to see how he's looking. And then you move up to the main event. Tony Bellew fighting against Mukabu for the vacant Cruiserweight Championship of the world. You know, he's failed on 2 attempts at light heavy before. This will be his first Cruiserweight title fight. You know, what better stage for him at home in front of his Goodison Park, his boyhood club Everton, who he loves and keeps close. You know, they mean a lot to him, and to be fighting on this on this stage at his hometown, in front of his own, probably a lot of his own friends and his own people. I'm sure that's going to give him the extra push he needs to come through Makabu. Makabu, you know, again, decent record. He's beat the likes of Glenn Johnson, but Glenn Johnson campaigned most of his career at super middleweight. So I'm not sure Makabu's going to have what it takes to stop Tony Bellew. This will mean far too much to him to lose. I'm going to go with a Tony Bellew victory and a new cruiserweight champion, a new British world champion as well. Sunday night over in Vegas, Cody Garbrandt and Thomas Almeida is the main event on a good UFC card. Really good UFC card that has the likes of Aljamain Sterling, Brian Caraway on the Fight Pass prelims, Jessica Eyes fighting against Sarah McMahon, Eric Koch, Abel Trujillo, Tarek Safadin comes up against Rick Story. The co-main event I'm really looking forward to. Henan Barral, Jeremy Stevens. Barral making his first jump up to featherweight, so be interesting to see how he gets on. I'm going to go for a Barral victory over a really tough Jeremy Stevens, but I've always thought Barral looks like when he cut weight when he was champion down at bantamweight. He's always cut a lot of weight. I remember him missing weight once, and I think they may have cancelled a fight if I remember correctly because it was just too much for his body to take. So this may be his natural weight class, you know. I think he'll get rid of Jeremy Stevens, and I think he'll look as good as you possibly can against Jeremy Stevens, because Jeremy Stevens is tough, man. That guy walks forward, he takes bombs, and we know he throws them back. So it's going to be a really tough fight, but I believe Barral wins that one. Main event, I can't call it. I seriously can't call it. Cody Garbrandt undefeated, Thomas Almeida tough as fucking old boots. I don't know how you call this fight. Someone saying to me it's not a 50-50. Almeida will smash him easy. One person saying, have you seen Cody Garbrandt? He's so exciting. I don't know. I mean, Cody Garbrandt is 8-0, yes. Thomas Almeida is 21-0. It's hard to look past Thomas Almeida for me. I really think it's going to be a pick-em fight. But what I've seen of them, I believe Thomas Almeida has more tools and he throws more. His strikes, he varies them a little bit more than I've seen Cody Garbrandt do. So I think Almeida could come through, and I think he'll get the victory. On the other hand, it wouldn't surprise me if Garbrandt does win, because I like him a lot. I think he's a really good, exciting, young prospect. This may be his chance to show that he is for real, you know. But on the other hand, Thomas Almeida is looking to be another Brazilian world champion in the UFC. So really good fight. My fight of the night I'm going to call now, I believe, will be Jorge Masvidal and Lorenz Larkin. I like them both. I think that's going to be fight of the night for me. And it's a great weekend for fighters and fight fans, and whether you're boxing, you're MMA, or if you're like me, you're both. You love anything to do with combat sports. What a weekend this is. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to hit that like button. Leave me a comment whether you agree with me or disagree with me. You know, we all have opinions, and that's what makes this fun. That's what makes boxing and MMA, you know, what would it be without the opinions, eh? And be sure to hit subscribe. I've got a lot of good stuff coming up over the next few months. A lot of good interviews, hopefully. I've got them all building under the surface. So some good stuff upcoming. So make sure you hit subscribe. Thanks for watching.